what's up everyone? It's your girl Naia, and today we're diving into something that's got my brain buzzing faster than a squirrel on espresso. We're checking out the Jetson Orin Nano Super, mini Ai Super SBC. I mean, that title alone sounds like a sci-fi movie waiting to happen. And wait for it, there's a giveaway signed by Jensen Huang. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to channel my inner tech nerd and see what this mini AI marvel can do. Get ready for some laughs, some surprises, and maybe even a few what the heck moments. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and let's jump into this reaction together. Let's go.
Recently, NVIDIA launched the new Jetson Orin Nano Super, and this little board is putting down some really good performance, especially on the GPU side of things, because after all, it is kind of an AI development kit, and it is a nice upgrade over the original Orin Nano.
This is interesting. An AI development kit that's actually an upgrade. That's like getting a new phone and finding out it has a better camera than your last one. I'm all for tech that keeps leveling up. It's like they're saying, hey, we know you love the original, but here's something even cooler. Can't wait to see what kind of magic this little beast can pull off.
Orin Nano, we've got faster RAM and a higher TDP on that chip, and it was kind of a surprise to see the founder and CEO of NVIDIA launch this product, Jensen Huang.
I think I might have cooked it a little bit too long. It shrunk. The little tiny Jetson Nano.
NVIDIA was kind enough to send over the Orin Nano Super for review, but to my surprise, they actually sent another package, and this one I'm going to be giving away.
Wait a hold up, they sent another package for a giveaway. That's epic. I love when companies get in on the fun and give back to the community. It's like they're saying, here, take this awesome tech and make something cool. I'm definitely feeling the excitement for whoever gets to snag that.
Away. And the best part about this Jetson Orin Nano Super development kit is it's signed by Jensen Huang himself. So we've got his real signature here. And yeah, like I mentioned, I'm going to be giving it away. All of the details will be coming by the end of the video, but it's super easy to enter. You don't even have to be subscribed or anything like that. I'm just going to ask one thing of you. But before we get into those details, I did want to jump into this board's operating system and take a quick look. With this board, they did tack a super on the end of it, and really what makes it super is the ability to go up to 25 watts. So max end performance here, and with the older Orin Nano, we could only go up to 15 watts.
Okay, now we're talking. An upgrade from 15 watts to 25 watts is a big deal. That's like going from a bicycle to a motorcycle. More power means more possibilities, especially for AI development. I can already imagine the crazy projects people are going to whip up with that extra juice. This is definitely a game changer.
15 watts. Now keep in mind, you can actually upgrade the firmware on your original to hit that 25 watt mark, but the RAM on this is still going to be a bit faster. On the CPU side of things, we've got 6 ARM cores up to 1.7 gigahertz, but that's not what makes this special. It really comes down to the GPU, 32 tensor cores and 1024 CUDA cores packed into this.
Whoa, 32 tensor cores and 124 CUDA cores? That's some serious firepower. This is where the magic happens for AI and machine learning tasks. It's like giving a rocket booster to a regular car. You can really see how this board is designed to handle some heavy lifting. I'm excited to see what kind of insane projects people will create with this kind of capability.
Packed into this small form factor board. And with everything going on in the tech space right now, this is definitely marketed as an AI device. But there's really no reason you couldn't jump in here and use this as a fun little desktop setup, and that's exactly what I've been doing. Now, I've got some stuff that I want to test here, and one recent new breakthrough for emulation was the fact that RPCS3 is now available for ARM devices, and I got it to work here. I am kind of blown away by the performance. Now, it's not going to run every single game here, but we will test some out. And I'll give you a look at that because it's pretty impressive given that we're running this on an ARM chip and it's a native ARM version. But the first thing I wanted to take a look at were some AI demos here that are packaged along with the software. First up, we've got synthetic data modeling, and this is using the Omniverse replicator. In real time, this creates synthetic data, and this would be great for robotic vision for avoiding obstacles and things like that. On the original non-Super Orin Nano, this ran at about 6 to 7 FPS. Right here, we're at 13 on the Super.
Doubling the FPS from the original is a solid improvement. Going from 697 FPS to 13 is like going from a slow crawl to a brisk walk. It's still not lightning fast, but for synthetic data modeling, that's a noticeable boost. You can really see how the Super is stepping up its game. I am curious to see how it handles more demanding tasks.
The next one we have here is the People Net Detection Transformer, or DETR. And as you can see on screen, this could be utilized in retail to detect how many people are in the room or at the counter, whatever you want to set it up as. On the original Orin, it actually ran at around 8 FPS. On the bigger AGX Orin, which is thousands of dollars, it runs at about 30. On the new Super, we're sitting around 14 FPS.
So 14 FPS on the Super isn't too shabby. It's a nice middle ground between the original and the high-end IGX Orin. For retail applications, that's a pretty decent frame rate for detecting people. It shows that the Super is really carving out its niche in the market. I'm impressed with how it's handling these tasks.
So it is a nice little bump over the original Orin, and for its use case scenario, even at 8 FPS, this can be utilized, but having just a higher frame rate does help out. But one thing to keep in mind, when these demos are running individually or together, that GPU is pegged out, so there's not much left that we can do with the GPU while these are running. There is some headroom with the CPU, but just keep that in mind. So I've been messing around with the Orin Nano Super quite a bit and just kind of using it as an everyday desktop system powered by an ARM chip, and it's pretty decent. I mean, you can do web browsing, photo editing, you could even do some video editing. But one thing that I tested in my original video was PS3 emulation. This is RPCS3. It's the native ARM version they just released, but at the time of making this video, I was not able to update it. On their website, it says it's unavailable. So basically, what we're going to do here is take a look at what's already been run on this. I went through and I tested about 14 different games. These were a few that I could get running pretty decently. A lot of the stuff would get into the menu and crash, but I'll tell you, the biggest issue here is the CPU. We've got 6 cores here, which isn't bad, but it only clocks up to 1.7 gigahertz. And when trying to compile the shaders or compile the PPU modules before the game starts, it takes anywhere from 10 to 25 minutes for each game that I've tested. And while doing that, it maxes all 6 cores out at 100%, so it's kind of hard to do anything while that's going on. And it's still pretty early for the ARM version of RPCS3 on Linux. I do expect to see an increase in performance down the road. This is Tekken 6. It's not a super hard PS3 game to run, but to see it running so well on an ARM chip in my...
Seeing Tekken 6 run smoothly on an ARM chip is pretty impressive. It's like watching a classic car get a modern engine upgrade. It shows that even with the challenges, this tech is making strides in performance. I'm curious to see how it handles more demanding titles.
In my opinion, is pretty impressive. When loading into a match or a stage for the first time, it will compile shaders, and you'll see it pop up down in the lower left-hand corner. Kind of falls on its face initially, but going through, it kind of evens itself out. Set at that lower resolution, and I've got basically all the settings at relax, so it's not perfect emulation by any means. And I'll tell you, I even tried to go lower than this. So basically anywhere from like 320 up to 720 is around the same kind of performance because we've got that Tegra GPU, which does a decent job. But this emulator does rely more on that CPU. And we've got lower clocks here than other boards on the market. But even though they're lower clocks, they are putting out some really great performance. Even something like Ninja Gaiden Sigma runs really well here.
Ninja Gaiden Sigma running well on this setup is a solid win. That game is known for its fast-paced action and graphics, so seeing it perform smoothly is impressive. It's like finding out your old favorite game still has some fight left in it. This just shows how capable the Orin Nano Super really is for gaming and emulation.
But I did have a lot of latency with this game. My controller was kind of all over the place, and by the way, I did try an Xbox controller, but since I'm on Linux, I had to resort to using a different controller. I usually just go with that X input, but this is SDL input. I'm not sure what's going on here, but yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of hard to play this game because the latency is pretty bad, and I am using a wired connection. So both of those games do run better than I thought they would, but they're easier to run on basically any system. I did want to take it up a bit, and as you can see with Skate 3, this is not doing a great...
Oh, Skate 3? That's a classic. If it's struggling here, it shows how demanding some games can be. It's always a bummer when a game you love doesn't perform well, especially when you're trying to relive those epic skating moments. I'm curious to see how it handles the more intense gameplay.
Not doing a great job at all. And it really comes down to CPU performance with this one. If you take a look over on the left-hand side, all of our cores are maxed out. And I wasn't expecting it to run these games at full speed all the way, but we did get a few that ran really well. Overall, I do think that the Orin Nano Super is a great performing board, and with the price...
It sounds like the Orin Nano Super is really holding its own. If it's performing well overall, that's a big win for anyone looking to dive into AI or even some casual gaming. It's nice to see tech that can balance versatility and performance. I'm excited to see how it evolves with future updates.
And with the price point, it's kind of hard to beat this when you're talking about a small form factor ARM-based board putting out this kind of performance. This is coming in at $249, but like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I do have one that I'll be giving away, and it's really easy to enter the giveaway. The
$249 price tag for that kind of performance is pretty solid, and a giveaway that's just icing on the cake. It's awesome that you're giving people a chance to snag one of these. It's like a tech lottery, and who doesn't love free stuff? Can't wait to hear how people can enter.
The only thing you need to do is leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite NVIDIA product is or was. It can be a future product as long as we've got a little idea of what's coming out. And on February 1st, 2025, I'm going to use a random comment picker. I'll contact you from there and make sure it's my verified account on YouTube, and then I'll ship it on out to you. I'll tell you what my favorite product is. It's not an RTX 4090 or an upcoming 5000 series. It's the
Ooh, a twist. If it's not the RTX 4090 or the upcoming 5000 series, I'm curious what your favorite NVIDIA product is. It's always cool to hear about the underdogs or the hidden gems in the tech world. Can't wait to find out.
It's the original NVIDIA Shield TV. Really?
The original NVIDIA Shield TV? That's a classic choice. It really set the bar for streaming and gaming in one package. It's like the Swiss Army knife of entertainment. It's awesome to see how it paved the way for so many innovations. Definitely a solid pick.
I wish they would come back to the market with the Shield TV. It's
right? The Shield TV was such a game changer. It combined gaming and streaming like no other. If India brought it back, I bet it would crush the competition. People are always looking for that all-in-one device, and the Shield TV had it all. Here's hoping they're listening.
Shield TV, it's just one of my favorite things that they've ever released. I personally used it for years. I made a ton of videos on it, emulation, cloud gaming, all kinds of stuff with that thing. And I kind of understand why they haven't brought another one to the market. I mean, with every TV you see nowadays, it's got some smart functionality built in. So yeah, a lot of people were just kind of skipping that, using a built-in Roku or Android on the TV itself. But I've always loved the Shield TV, and I would definitely buy another one if they updated it.
It's clear you have a real passion for the Shield TV. If India updated it, I bet it would fly off the shelves. With all the advancements in tech, an updated version could really take the streaming and gaming experience to the next level. Here's hoping they're working on something special.
But yeah, that's it. Just let me know in the comments below what your favorite NVIDIA product is, and on February 1st, I'll use a random comment picker. Again, I'm not going to ask you for any Venmo. I'm not going to ask you for any money for shipping or anything like that. Make sure it's my verified account, and I'll go ahead and pick a random winner. I'll ship it right out to you. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you've got any questions about the Jetson Orin Nano Super, or you want to see anything else running on the unit, let me know in the comments below. And like always, thanks for watching.
Alright fam, we've come to the end of our wild ride with the Jetson Orin Nano Super. Ai Super SBC. Let's just take a moment to appreciate that title. I mean, if that doesn't get you hyped, I don't know what will. My brain was doing backflips over this tech marvel, and I couldn't get enough of those juicy specs. Who knew an upgrade from 15 to 25 watts could feel like going from a bicycle to a motorcycle? Seriously, it's like strapping a rocket to your tech dreams. And can we talk about the sheer firepower? 32 tensor cores and 124 CUDA cores? That's more muscle than I see in most gym selfies. I was expecting some solid performance, and boy, did it deliver. Watching Tekken 6 run smooth as butter was pure joy. Now, not every game was a home run. Skate 3. I'm looking at you for giving us the cold shoulder, but overall, this little beast held its own. So, did it live up to my expectations? Heck yes. It exceeded them like a pizza delivery going the extra mile for that last slice. The price tag of $249 for this kind of versatility? That's a steal. And don't even get me started on the giveaway. Free tech is like a cherry on top of an already sweet sundae. In conclusion, the Jetson Orin Nano Super is a serious contender in the AI game and casual gaming world. I am buzzing with excitement just thinking about all the crazy projects people are going to whip up. It's like the tech fairy sprinkled some magic dust. And I am here for it. Alright, before I hop back on my tech-loving squirrel, if you enjoyed this reaction as much as I did, smash that like button like it owes you money. And don't forget to subscribe for more of your girl Naia. Because who else is going to bring you the laughs and keep you updated on all the sci-fi level upgrades? Until next time, keep dreaming big and remember, if you can't fly, just build a mini AI rocket.